Hello everyone and welcome back to STW Sports, and today I'm going to go over the EFL weekend from September the 18th till September the 20th. Championship, League 1, League 2, going over all the results and the main headlines. Who's had a good start to the season, who's had a bad start to the season. So starting with Friday night's game between Coventry City and QPR. Coventry City picked up a huge 3-2 victory. Their first victory Coventry City have had in the Championship since 2012, March 2012 in fact. So long time ago since Coventry City picked up a Championship win, long overdue for a club their size. But yes, Coventry City won the match 3-2, and it was a pretty entertaining game, one of the best games in the EFL weekend altogether. QPR started the season well last week with a 2-0 win over Notts Forest, and Coventry City did lose 2-1 to Bristol City. However, Coventry City picked up a win here, 3-2, massive result for them. Onwards and upwards they go. They'll be hoping to continue the form into this season. And on the Saturday in the Championship, Nottingham Forest misery continued, a 2-0 home loss to Cardiff. Yeah, Forest are now in the relegation zone. It's been a bad start for Forest altogether. Cardiff pick up their first win of the season though. Great news for them after their 2-0 defeat last week to Sheffield Wednesday. But yeah, overall though, great for Cardiff, not good for Forest, and they need to sort these woes out immediately. Brentford picked up their first win in the league, at least in their new stadium, a 3-0 win over Huddersfield Town. Huddersfield Town very much look like a team who will be in a relegation battle this season. As for Brentford, they win a game after losing last week to Birmingham City. Big result for Brentford. They're hoping to continue their home form as well. That could play a big part this season, a promotion push. But yeah, big win for them, 3-0, all goals in the second half. Great result for Brentford. And yep, they move forward. Middlesbrough drew with Bournemouth 1-1. Middlesbrough really should have won this game. Keep saying Middlesbrough really lack a goal scorer. If they had a goal scorer, and if they had a more of attractive style of football going on, they might well be better. But unfortunately for Middlesbrough, they just don't have that. They did pick up a draw though against Bournemouth. The first points Bournemouth have dropped in the Championship. But yeah, it was a 1-1 draw. Bournemouth were very below par, but Dominic Solanke scored his first ever away league goal. So yeah, that was one stat. But Middlesbrough picked up a late equaliser, picked up a point. Not the worst result for both teams, but still 1-1 draw. Reading defeated Barnsley 2-0. Reading currently sit top, I believe. Yeah, top of the EFL Championship. Who'd have thought that at the start of the season? But they beat a nine-man Barnsley. But yeah, Reading, what a start to the season they've had, to be fair to them. Brilliant stuff, and onwards and upwards, Reading go. And as for Barnsley, though, it looks like it could be another tough season for them. Back-to-back defeats, no goals, no points, looking tough at the beginning. Blackburn Rovers 5, Wycombe Wanderers 0. Yeah, speaking of teams that look like they're going to have a tough season, Wycombe Wanderers really look in big trouble. An opening day defeat to Rotherham, not ideal, but a 5-0 defeat to Blackburn. I mean, great respect to Blackburn. They're not even one of the best teams in the Championship. So Wycombe Wanderers just look really below par at the moment. But it is early days. There is a recovery. They can recover from this, but still not ideal really if you're a Wycombe Wanderers fan. But as for Blackburn, what a result for them. They'll be able to take this momentum and maybe push for promotion, something they've not done for a while. But still, great win for Blackburn, 5-0, a thumping, really, absolute hammering for Wycombe, who will really be open to improve coming up. Rotherham, 0, Millwall 1. Yeah, Jed Wallace goal separates two teams. Millwall looking quite strong at the moment. Positive start for them, no goals conceded, 4 points on the board. As for Rotherham, they picked up a win last week, but a defeat this week. Millwall really could do well under Gary Rowett this season. I've said that for a while, and they make a promising start with a draw and a win. Well, the draw last week wasn't the best, but still, an away win certainly makes up for it this time round. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Watford 0. It's been a pretty good start to the season for Sheffield Wednesday overall. They've had a pretty positive start, but yeah, this game was quite dull with Watford. A 0-0 draw. I mean, it's not a defeat for Watford, but they really look below par. But they have got so many players missing right now, Watford. They'll really be open to improve on this performance, though. Sheffield Wednesday will be just gutted they didn't win this game. They were the better team throughout, but still. 0-0, Watford did improve second half, but yeah, I think 0-0 was a fair reflection in the end. A pretty dull game, but yeah, early season certainly plays a part. Luton Town 2, Derby County 1. A shock result in the end. Derby County have had a terrible start to the season. 2-0 defeat to Reading, a 2-1 defeat to Luton. It was looking a good start to the season on paper for Derby. A lot of people thought they could win these two games, have a good start and kick on, but that hasn't happened. They're on 0 points, only scored a goal. It's not looking good at the moment. 100% record for Luton, though. What a start for them. 6 points. Luton Town fans will be really thinking this is 6 great points to get off the season with. Wins against Barnsley and Derby. Onwards and upwards, Luton go. Can they continue the form and have a better season than what people expected? Norwich City 2, Preston North End 2. Yep, relegated last season, Norwich City from the Premier League. A 2-2 draw at home with Preston North End. Not the best result, let's be honest, but I mean, it could have been worse, really. They could have lost. They've had to come from behind twice to get a draw. Timu Pukki scored his first goal since January. But yeah, I mean, it's not the worst result for Norwich, but still a home draw. They'll be really hoping to win their home games this season, Norwich. Didn't do that this time round, and Preston recovered from their opening day defeat to Swansea, a 2-2 draw. I think that was fair in the end. Swansea City 0, Birmingham City 0. Another uneventful goalless draw. Yeah, not one of the best. I mean, both teams still haven't conceded a goal this season, so defence is well and truly on top. But Swansea City will be really think this is a big chance to win. They did draw in the end. Birmingham started last season brightly, and they've started this season relatively well also. A win against Brentford last week, and a win and a draw against Swansea this time round as well. But yeah, defence is on top in the end. Goalless draw, relatively uneventful. Stoke City 0, Bristol City 2. This game was on the Sunday at 2 o'clock. Great start for Bristol City, 6 points out of 6, looking very good at the start of the season. I think Bristol City could have a very good season this season. Yeah, good start for them. Another disappointment for Stoke, 1 point from 2 games. Stoke never get off to a good start in the Championship. The last 3 seasons now, since they got relegated, they've only taken 2 points out of a possible 6. 2 points out of a possible, well, I believe it's 18 if you've landed their opening 2 games of each season. So yeah, they really don't do well at the beginning of seasons. Another example here, a 2-0 home defeat. Bristol City keep up their record. They're really on course for a good season, I believe, right now, Bristol City, if they can keep this going. Game of the weekend, I've gone Coventry City 3, QPR 2. Very entertaining game, to be fair. Yeah, Coventry got the job done in the end, but yeah, an entertaining game. Huge win for Coventry as well. And result of the weekend, Luton Town 2, Derby County 1. Yeah, not a massive shock, but a shock nonetheless. No one would have expected Luton Town to pick up 6 points from 2 games, but they have done that. It's been a great start for Luton Town to the season. Their fans will be absolutely buzzing. And yeah, but Derby County, unfortunately, terrible start for them. But I never expected this result personally. I thought Derby would get at least a draw. So yeah, I'd say it's a little bit of a shock in the grand scheme of things. League 1. So, start League 1 with Peterborough 2, Fleetwood Town 1. Well, 2 injury time goals from Peterborough. I mean, Peterborough had lost last week on their opening game. A team who were tipped to do well this season. Looked like they were heading for 2 straight defeats, but no, 2 stoppage time goals. Massive for Peterborough. This really could be a turning point with 2 games in, but this could be a massive catalyst for a push this season for them. Massive result. Brilliant stuff from Peterborough. 2-1 victory, just what they needed. Oxford United 0, Sunderland 2. Yeah, playoff final heartbreak for Oxford has really got the better of them so far. 2 games, 2 defeats. Not looking good at all for Oxford. Sunderland, though, 4 points from 2 games. Positive start for them. Onwards and upwards they go. I really think this could be the year that Sunderland finally get out of League One after 2 years of frustration. But yeah, great start. Good start for Sunderland. Poor start for Oxford. They'll be hoping to pick up this form, but they're already falling behind. They need to pick it up. Blackpool versus Swindon, 2-0 to Blackpool. Yeah, Blackpool, a club who were tipped to do quite well this season, to be fair. But yeah, I'd probably say Blackpool have had an iffy start, but they got the 2-0 win over New Boy Swindon here. Yeah, Blackpool got the job done, a fairly comfortable win in the end. Blackpool didn't start great last week, but they did get a positive 2-0 win this time round. MK Dons 1, Lincoln City 2. What a start it's been for Lincoln City. 6 points out of 6, I believe it is now. And yep, Lincoln City 100% record. Great start of the season. As for MK Dons, tipped to struggle this season, and that was proven here. A 2-1 defeat at home. Fair play to Lincoln, though. They got the job done away from home. So yeah, Lincoln, very good start for them. Charlton Athletic 1, Doncaster Rovers 3. Yep, Charlton Athletic relegated last season. They have not started this season well at all. It's been one of them starts for Charlton, to be honest. 3-0 down in this match as well. Not looking good. Miserable. Doncaster, though, very good in this match. But yeah, Charlton, this was terrible from Charlton, really. Not looking good for them. Bristol Rovers 0, Ipswich Town 2. Yeah, Ipswich Town maintained their 100% record as well. A 2-0 win against Bristol Rovers. Bristol, of course, who drew with Sunderland last week. But yeah, this wasn't as good. Ipswich Town, though, sorry. Good start under Paul Lambert. I'm still having them to be promoted this season. I really think they could have a strong season after a disappointing one last time around. Hull City 1, Crewe Alexandra 0. Yeah, Hull City have started very positively this season, to be fair to them. Malik Wilkes' late strike keeps up a 100% record for them. Great start for Hull. Onwards and upwards Hull go, I think. Yeah, it's been a better start than what I maybe expected. But yeah, Hull had a pretty decent summer in the transfer market. And yeah, things are getting better for them. Right, game of the weekend now for me. AFC Wimbledon 4, Plymouth Argyle 4. One of them strange games you sometimes get in a weekend where goals just go in everywhere. Dramatic 4-4 draw. Absolutely brilliant game of football. Just one of them back and forth classics you get sometimes in a season. And that's exactly what it was. 4-4, both teams had their shooting boots on. Yeah, and both defences were poor, but yeah, still, brilliant stuff. A 4-4 draw, and yeah, that was one of them crazy games. Shrewsbury Town 1, Northampton Town 2. What a disappointing result with Shrewsbury this was. Yeah, I mean, Northampton Town, great away win for them, but a terrible result with Shrewsbury. Not one we really saw coming either. Yep, 2-1 to Northampton. What a bad result with Shrewsbury, but a bit of a shock on this one, really, as well. Burton Albion 2, Accrington Stanley 1. Yeah, Accrington Stanley picked up a very good victory last week as well, but this time round, though, it was a late John Brayford winner that got it for Burton Albion. Good result for them, though. 2-1 winners, and Burton Albion kick off theirs to get their points on the board for the first time this season. Wigan Athletic 2, Gillingham 3. What a disappointing result this is for Wigan, though. I mean, a home game against Gillingham. Wigan, of course, are in a bit of a crisis, but a 3-2 defeat. Massively disappointing though, yeah. I mean, Gillingham upset them in a 5-goal thriller to take all 3 points. Great result with Gillingham, they'll be buzzing with this. Not a good start, not a great result though for Wigan at all after a win last week. Rochdale 0, Portsmouth 0. This game was on the Sunday, by the way. Yeah, Portsmouth draw blank for the second game in a row. 2 games, 2 0-0 draws. So yeah, a bit of a boring start for Portsmouth, to be honest with you. But yeah, Rochdale, surprise point for them. Rochdale tipped to be the strugglers in League One this season, but they got a surprise point and it was well earned as well. They defended very well in this match, but terrible start though for Portsmouth to the season. They've not lost a game, but they've drew both 0-0, and they'll certainly be open for better going on. They had a slow start last season. They'll be open to quickly get out in the next few games. Game of the weekend, obviously Wimbledon 4, Plymouth Argyle 4. And result of the weekend, Wigan Athletic 2, Gillingham 3. As for League 2, starting with Exeter 0, Port Vale 2. Yeah, Port Vale, great win for them at Exeter. Continues their good start to the season. I mean, this was a big match, really, I felt like, in terms of the pushing for the promotion this season. And Port Vale picked up a massive away win. 2-0, job's a good one for them. Good start for Vale, looking to be one of the favourites. I had them to struggle in my predictions, so yeah, they're going to prove me wrong, I reckon. Forest Green 2, Bradford City 2. Yeah, Forest Green grabbed the late equaliser. Forest Green had a good start to the season with their win against Bolton. But yeah, 2-2 draw with Bradford. Had to be a late equaliser this time round as well. But yeah, I mean, I think they were happy with this result though. Forest Green in the end, but a 2-2 draw. Bradford have had to do well. I've had both of these teams to do well, but yeah. So a draw is kind of fair. Leyton Orient 2, Mansfield Town 2. Leyton Orient came from 2-0 down in this game as well. Frustrating for Mansfield because Mansfield were winning this game for such a long time. Leyton Orient pegged them back and grabbed a 2-2 draw. Disappointing if you're a Mansfield fan, but just about getting there if you're a Leyton Orient fan. Grimsby Town 0, Salford City 4. What a great result for Salford this is. A hammering away from home. Yeah, Grimsby, I mean, you know, this gets Salford's season onto 4 points now. They're on the board, so great for them, but terrible for Grimsby, though. I mean, not good at all. But yeah, Salford City got a great away win. Kickstarts, gets their first win of the season. Hopefully they're moving on to something good. Crawley Town 1, Scunthorpe 0. Yeah, I mean, Crawley win the first game they have this season. I mean, good for them, I guess, but it was a Tom Nichols goal that sealed it. And yeah, not the best game, but Crawley Town edged it in the end, so they won't care. And another hammering this weekend. Morecambe 0, Cambridge United 5. Yes, Morecambe are tipped to really struggle this season, so this shouldn't really come as too much of a surprise, but still, 5-0 loss at home, never what you want to see. And yeah, Cambridge completely took the game to them. And yeah, I mean, 100% record start of season for Cambridge. They've had a cracking start, but still, 5-0, humiliation really, if you're a Morecambe fan, but still. Terrible start for them, and they won last week, so not really terrible start, terrible result for them, and a good start for Cambridge. Newport County 2, Barrow 1. So yeah, Barrow lose away from home, disappointing, but Barrow certainly give it a bit of a go. Newport County had a little bit too much in the end though, edged the game out, so yeah, it was fair enough for them. And it's Stevenage 3, Oldham Athletic 0. That's not the last result, by the way, did not mean that and yeah, 3-0 victory for Stevenage, a good one as well against Oldham Athletic. Yeah, Stevenage didn't win many games last season. Of course, they probably should have been relegated, let's be honest, but still, positive for them, though. They won the match 3-0. Very good stuff for Stevenage. Well done to them. But yeah, Oldham, bad result for them. Bad day at the office. But yeah, Stevenage will not be complaining. 3 points close to safety, I guess, if you're a Stevenage fan. Harrogate Town 2, Walsall 2. Yeah, Harrogate Town started amazingly last week with their 4-0 victory. Not so good this week, but a 2-2 draw with Walsall, one of the promotion favourites. They won't be complaining about this. Harrogate Town are going to take it to a lot of teams this season. They did so again here as well. But yeah, I mean, Walsall ended the game with 10 men, but still, that was after the scoreline was 2-2. So yeah, Harrogate Town were really hanging on second half, and in the end, the door did come down. But still, not a bad result for Harrogate. But yeah, 2-2 draw was a fair result in the end, I'd say. Tranmere Rovers 0, Cheltenham Town 3. Yep, I've had Tranmere Rovers to win League 2 this season. I'm 2 games in and I'm slowly regretting that. They've not scored a goal yet and they've just lost 3-0 at home to Cheltenham Town. So I'm slowly regretting that prediction already. But yeah, great result for Cheltenham. 3 first half goals. Tranmere just weren't at the races. Terrible day for them. Terrible result for them. So yeah, my prediction of them winning the league is going to go horribly wrong, isn't it? But yeah, Colchester United 2, Bolton Wanderers 0. What a terrible start for Bolton Wanderers. This has been 2 games in, 2 defeats, no goals. I mean, Colchester United won 2-0 in the end. Yeah, terrible start for season for Bolton. I mean, they've really got to pick it up from somewhere. As a football fan who's grew up in an era where Bolton were a good side, I would not like to see them get out of the conference. I don't think that will happen. I think they'll do enough to sort that out, but still, yeah, 2-0, bad start for Bolton, remaining in crisis at the moment. And the last game, Carlisle United 2, Southend United 0. What a horrible start this has been for Southend United. They really look like the team in crisis after getting relegated from League 1 last season. They look like a team in full crisis right now. Another 2-0 defeat, 2 first half goals. It's looking poor at the moment, unfortunately. Southend fans, they need to pick up if they want to get out of this mess, but it's looking bad at the moment for them. But we are only 2 games in. And game of the weekend, Harrogate Town 2, Walsall 2. Good game, and of course, 2 teams who I think are going to really take its teams this season. So I think Harrogate Town could do better than I even predicted. I predicted them 18th place or 18th or 19th place. They could even do better than that. And result of the weekend, Tranmere Rovers 0, Cheltenham Town 3. It's not a major shock, but it's enough of a shock for me to call a shock, like as in a big enough shock. And I'd say that is the result of the weekend for Cheltenham. Great result for them. I could even gone for the 5-0 win for Cambridge at Morecambe, but I think with the way Morecambe are, it's kind of not expected, but it's kind of understandable. But yeah, that is my wrap of the review of the EFL Championship week from September the 18th till September the 20th. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll be back with more videos and interviews very soon. But yeah, thank you for watching, everyone, and I'll see you soon. Thank you.